Very good afternoon, esteemed panelists. Uh,
Good
Let me extend
afternoon.
a warm welcome
Very good afternoon.
and thank you to each one of you for being part of the panel discussion. So I'm Prasenjit Roy, I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of Entity, and I'm going to moderate this session. The PowerPack panel comprises esteemed members from the industry, and they are Mr. Samrat Bhatt, Mr. Deepak Satpal, Mr. Lalit Trivedi, and Mr. Vaidyanathan. So we have a great mix of speakers from diverse background, representing the different form and shape and size of the corporate bandwagon. Let me talk about the structure and flow of the panel discussion. In this discussion, I would set the context and then invite each one of you for your opening remarks. Speak on the theme for maximum 1 to 2 minutes, your initial perspective, your corporate journey aligned to it. In the second part of the discussion, I would have a couple of questions for each of the panel members. Examples of storytelling narrative would be highly appreciated. In the concluding part, I would again bring the conversation back to the panel members and request each one of them to sum up in 40-45 seconds their concluding perspective, what message they would like to leave behind for the community, and how to navigate through this uncharted terrain. Let me now begin with the webinar, and I'll start the proceedings with a brief context setting. So today's buyers expect a seamless, personalized, omnichannel experience. Today's buyers expect everyone they deal with, from a potential solution provider, to know what interactions, both online and offline, have already occurred and what information has been exchanged. They're more likely to interact with brands that recognize, remember, and provide them with relevant offers and recommendations. Hence today, we require technology that collects and understands data about them, anticipates what they need next, reaches out to them wherever they are, and communicates with them as natural as possible. The pressure is on to address segments of one and to provide omni-channel experiences. Experiences can be made hyper-personalized by the usage of AI. For example, based on the browsing patterns of the visitor and recent engagements, AI-based algorithms can create a personalized landing page that will instantly appeal to the customer. So with the customer expectations changing rapidly, one has to learn to use real-time data effectively and act on it immediately to create offers on the fly. This is where AI can help in creating a more accurate segmentation of buyers by crunching the huge amount of information that is available from multiple touchpoints. This accurate segmentation helps in creating hyper-personalized campaigns and identifying unique traits. This not only helps in creating the exact personalized campaign for a specific person, but it can also help in helping teams to find new segments or markets. Using data models created by AI and ML, enterprises can predict business outcomes and can get specific insights for creating personalized offers. In fact, in this particular context, Harvard Business Review states that hyperpersonalization can reduce customer acquisition cost by as much as 50%, lift revenues by 5 to 15%, and increase the efficiency of spend by 10 to 30%. The legacy systems and fearless new startups in the BFSI face many difficulties due to the pandemic. Businesses who adopted digital transformation, incorporating AI and other cutting-edge technologies to speed up operations and serve customers without a hitch, set themselves apart from others that have failed. And the market for AI in the BFSI sector was worth over 15 billion in 2021 and was expected to expand at a rate of over 35% CAGR from 2022 to 2028. Huge numbers. So personalization is crucial for the BFSI sector due to the ever-changing CX and real-time data processing. Banks can make wise decisions based on a customer's buying history, each with something that looks particularly relevant thanks to the behavioral and data science-driven real-time insights. For instance, since it's crucial to generate and capture fresh data regularly, banks can set up a data infrastructure with three components: input, platform, and sharing. This might entail collaboration with outside parties. Banks will create algorithms to discover behavioral patterns, model the customer's tendency to purchase a product or service, and provide timely goods and services by combining all the data. And besides the faster data processing, fraud detection, and better customer service, AI opens the door to a wide range of technological advancements like NLP, robotics, cognitive systems that boost the profits, improve customer satisfaction, and open up new business opportunities. Additionally, the need for AI in the BFSI sector has been boosted by the incorporation of AI into the BFSI toolchain in numerous digital financial services. So, with this background, I would like to delve into certain key areas. And one of the key areas I want to delve is how do we leverage the AI for hyper personalization? Uncover how AI powered analytics revolutionize customer insights for tailored financial services. So, if I want to open the floor for the question, my first question would be to Mr. Deepak. How would you like to leverage AI for providing tailored financial services to the customer? Over to you, Deepak.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, everyone. Good afternoon to all. So, I am Deepak Sapa from the Social Financial Services Private Limited. I'm working last 2 years as a Social Vice President in IT. I head the entire IT infrastructure and applications. So, overall, my IT experience is 22 years in a various business vertical. So, just to come out from these questions, okay. Today, in today's fast-changing business world, using the artificial intelligence is become a more and more important for the financial services. The financial services can meet a rising and customer expectations by applying the AI to offer the intelligent propositions and smart servicing that can seamlessly embed in the partner of ecosystem. AI can help you to improve your work processes, grow your business, and provide the great customer experience. So I would like to share some example like the automations. So it enables the organization to boost the productive and cut the operational costs. The statistics says that AI help save up to the 70% of the cost associated with respective tasks. Okay. So here like to give the examples of the EKYC. Okay, the previously it was happening on the physical mode. Now in digitalized mode or the AI enable kind of applications, it will be opening the account in very fast within a 5 minutes. So that automation will given the very big help to the organization or the financial institution to reduce the paper cost. Then trade decisions, the ones we develop AI-based software that help the bank assess the potential borrowers. It immediately analyzes the countless factors, thus saving the cost and making such process much faster. In our trading segment, yes, AI driven the significant role to play. That trading system can analyze a massive amount of data much quicker. So we will believe it that the predictions made by the AI algorithm are much accurate because they can analyze a lot of historical data. So like the we are using like in capital market we have the candlelight chart and other bar chart. Okay, so such kind of AI driven application we can make the algo on the statistic and we can make the trading. One
Okay.
of the yeah,
Yeah, please
sorry.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Another was the risk management. Okay, so AI can handle the risk management task much more effectively and analyze the various financial activities in real time. It will help the fraud detections also. So AI driven fraud detection tools can analyze the client behavior, is check the background, track their locations, determine their purchasing habits, or maybe what kind of trends they can observing on their life, or maybe in financial segment. So we can track that kind of things, and we can make the quickly detect the unusual activities also. The personalized banking, yes, AI powered chatbot is minimize the workload. Okay, on these personalized banking sectors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mr. Deepak. Thanks a lot. You talked about EKYC. You talked about the different applications, statistics pertaining to trading, etc. And you also touched about the purchasing behavior. Okay, and that's exactly what segue into my next question, which I had. Thanks for bringing it up. My next question to Mr. Vijayendran is the customer spending behavior. Okay, and the insights about it. How do we leverage AI for that?
Sorry, am I audible?
Yes.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for giving me an opportunity. I've been in the banking sector for close to 3 decades plus, and as a consultant, as a vendor, as a software seller, and all that. Today, my job is the CIO of a new age bank, one of the last to get the license. And we are in a different phase of journey as far as the technology is concerned. We are setting up a new bank. being the last to that. But the challenge also possesses, gives me an opportunity. Now, how do I compete with the likes of well-established banks in the marketplace? So one thought is definitely technology, and I can leapfrog others, and I'll have, say, a 6-month lead time in doing it. If you look at AI today from a customer perspective, if I look at it from my perspective also, as a customer, not as a CIO, where the customer hat for a while and forget the CIO hat. Now, as a customer, I would like to my interactions with the bank to be minimal, quick, fast, easy, seamless, and least amount of time wasted in waiting and listening to, say, music at the background when I interact with the, say, for example, of phone banking. Most of the time, my interactions with the banks are wasted on choosing the numbers and waiting and unnecessary music behind the. And what can be solved in, say, a minute or two runs into minutes, say 30, 40 minutes, and the frustration level is very high. So now, if I were to wear the head of a CIO, I want to address that first. I want to make the interaction with the customer very seamless, smooth, and very efficient. And that's where the AI helps. Basically, the personalized customer experience, and that will reduce this frustration level when the customer interacts with the bank. Then it also will help me in my operational efficiency. Typically would say routine tasks and streamline operations, which will result in cost savings and increase efficiency. For example, I could look at chatbots that can be used to handle customer queries, and absolutely freeing up my employee is focused to more complex tasks, routine, mundane tasks, which can be handed over to chatbot. But as we speak today, we are at the lower level of the AI and the chatbot maturity level, and still a long way to go before we reach a level where a customer will tick the box and give me an excellent service on an automated kind of an environment.
Thank you, Mr. Vijayendran. You talked about technology, you just about reducing the frustration level and increasing the operational efficiency, just about the chatbots. Thanks. If I move into the next question and to Mr. Samrat, especially using of AI into analytics to know about the probable financial needs. Okay, do you make a sense of that? That would be a futuristic demand scenario. How do you use AI for that? Over to you.
Hey, thank you guys. I'm Samrat. I'm senior director in InfoSec and IT for Matchmo. Matchmo is a fintech, and now we utilize a lot of AI when it comes to processing, data processing, and serving the customers. So why? The question arises: what is AI, right? So AI actually helps. The technology helps us to ingest more data and process them in an enormously high speed, which a human would do, right? So yes, AI, being utilized in analytics, and how to see it can give us the probable financial needs of a customer. There are several ways. I think first and foremost would be the predictive analysis, right? So basically, AI algorithm can analyze the customer's historical financial data, spending, behaviors, and predict that what exactly that customer is trying to do in future, right? So that predictive analysis will help us or any bank or any financial organization to actually plan what to push to this customer. Credit scoring, right? AI-driven credit scoring models can evaluate a customer's credit worthiness, how risky a customer is, and accordingly, then several products can be pushed to. Chatbots and virtual assistant comes in next, right? So conversational AI, right? Conversational AI. So these tools can actually get engaged with the customers or probable customers and can understand, right, their queries and respond to them in their natural language, and by doing so, we can actually provide them the appropriate financial advice. So while conversation, they will be asking something, and accurate financial advice will be provided, which will be targeted to a product sales. AI, behavior analytics, so user behavior monitoring. The AI can monitor user behavior on digital platforms, right? They can try to find out or track their spending habits, what a user spends at which date and at what sites, and what are the products they are purchasing, accordingly, appropriate product can be actually pushed to the customers. The sales guys can approach that customer. So all the data is vast. AI will actually analyze it quicker and give us the right, decision to make. Sentiment analysis. AI can actually do the sentiment analysis utilizing the social media platforms of the user. AI will try to check what exactly the user is posting. Have the user posted that I'm going off on a vacation? Okay, he or she is going on a vacation on a specific destination. These are the list. This is the weather. Push those products, right? So many things can be done using AI. So there are many more things. Machine learning for product recommendation, which comes after all these, analysis is done. Fraud detection and prevention. I would like to, highlight. AI will actually assess any organization to detect that, because they will detect anomaly. They can utilize it can be utilized to detect unusual patterns in financial transaction, financial behavior of the user, right? And accordingly put a green or red light for the organization, saying that okay, this customer might be risky, it might be a fraud, and accordingly we can do it. So yes, I think there are several ways. I pointed out few which I thought we talk. Yeah.
Thank you, Samrat. Before we go to the next section, I just like to request Sir Lalit Trivedi, you have any concluding remarks on this section?
Yeah, I think see, I'm Lalit Trivedi, around 24 plus years of IT experience, and measure of my working experience in mutual fund domain. So just I want to share some thought. I have seen very traditional way of investing in mutual fund where people used to travel customer to now scenario we can see that some of the big MF players are moving into AI ML. But in my views, I think AI ML can play a role in the customer centric environment where customer in investment pattern, what is investing, if is invested and not moving into another areas for to looking profit and loss, where AI can help investor to know better using existing and past data there what are the profitable schemes in the market, where he can invest, how he can restructure his portfolio in a volatile market scenario. I think AI can play a big role in this area and retain the customer for long term.
Okay. Thank you, Lalit. So talked about the investment portfolio, the pattern, part of it, and Samrat talked about the credit scoring and other mechanisms in terms of what is futuristic landscape could be through AI. Thanks. Now moving to the next section. Okay. So the misuse of personal data in the BFSI domain remains the top concern and may be fatally misused if it gets to the wrong hands. And we are all very concerned about it. So it's our responsibility to ensure that the client's trust is never compromised. So with anomaly detection, AI not just protects data security, but with anomaly detection capabilities, it can spot irregularities before they become a huge fraud. Further, the systems can be streamlined with the machine learning and AI techniques, reducing the likelihood of fraudulent activity and data theft. And we see that in the media every single day. Something or the other is happening across the globe.
Yeah.
So my question would be to Samrat, okay, is how do you leverage AI to increase data security and privacy of your organization? How have you done it? If you can just share some perspective.
Thanks for that. So I think leveraging AI to enhance data security and privacy within any organization is a strategic approach, right? So you have to think about it and implement all those things. So what I will say, threat detection and prevention, first of all. Because you talked about anomaly detection. Yes, anomaly detection. AI algorithms can actually see the patterns and detect the anomalies. Simple thing means one user every day logs in at 9 a.m. and logs off at 6 p.m. Suddenly at one day it is noted that at 5 a.m. in the morning that user is logged on and he or she has logged on from a different location. That's a perfect anomaly. Most probably that's an identity breach and it could lead to a data breach, right? So that sort of analysis can be done really quickly by AI because they can track the user's pattern and learn about them and do a crisp threat detection and prevention. And accordingly, we can put the ways that okay, block the user ID, email to the administrator and the manager of the work that this sort of activity has been found. Everything that rule book can be made. Identity and access management, most important part. Biometric authentication and adaptive access control are two very important things when we talked about AI, using AI to increase data security and privacy in the organization. Biometric implementing AI-based biometrics authentication system will, put an additional layer of access control. Instead of using an iCard or using a RFID to just log in and be given to everyone, who you are will enable the user to actually enter the premise or actually do a login to a system or a or a secured room, like I say, fingerprint scanning, voice recognition, palm, thumb printing, everything. Adaptive access control means AI can actually throw a user access control according to the user's behavior. If the user's behavior is consistent, AI will just ask, okay, give me your username and password, and you will be logged in. And if it sees that there is an anomaly, it will just throw, okay, give me an MFA now. Now there is an email we have thrown to you. There is a code. Put that code inside this, because AI has detected, according to the adaptive access control and biometric authentication and user behavior, that this user is a risky user or could be an imposter. Encryption and tokenization, AI enhanced encryption can actually efficiently protect the data. Means if suppose my data is in there is a risky user or there is a crown jewel of our organization and using a laptop which is not encrypted, if the laptop is stolen, then it's just not the worth of the laptop's hardware which we lost. The data is much more important. So AI based encryption will ensure that if a user changes a network from where it is accessing and that user is a high worth user, it will ensure that it will change the encryption keys of the user. So even if the user has saved somewhere key, it can be reutilized. AI will ensure that it encrypts the data with a higher bit key. Tokenization, AI powered tokenization system can replace sensitive data with non-sensitive data. Right? We all know Aadhaar vaults, and now the new credit card norm. Right? You can save the credit card or you can have a token saved. So instead of passing the correct information or the clear text data, we can actually pass a token which represents in a database the clear data and the token is there. Right? The APIs could talk and take those values. So data loss prevention comes into play, content inspection, context inspection. So AI can actually go through what data is being transferred to an email or whatever, and on the fly can classify that data and accordingly put appropriate, security measures. So there are everything. Incident response and threat hunting can be improvised with AI, right? Privacy and compliance governance, and I think most importantly, user training and awareness. Whatever you do, if users are aware of the cyber threats, users are aware of what all is going around, AI would the awareness will help to protect that. So AI powered training platforms are there are many platforms. They will be throwing trainings to the users accordingly. They are showing certain behavior, right? Accessing certain applications. So targeting those users and giving the appropriate training that okay, now you are using this application which is highly sensitive, so there is a training module of 5 minutes. Just take the training and go ahead. So I think this is how AI is actually increasingly supporting data security and in organizations.
Okay, thanks a lot, Samrat. You really touched a lot of points. Starting from data security, threat detection, biometric encryption, data loss, user training. Thanks. Now, if I flip that particular topic and say instead of sort of mapping the early trends, etc. Suppose a scenario where a fraud has already happened, okay, and we need to identify it, okay. So, question to Deepak is, how do you leverage AI to identify fraud?
So fraud. See, as an AI fraud detection system, using the machine learning algorithm to analyze the various most of the data in real time. Okay, so we have to think to identify patterns and anomalies to flag the operational fraudulent activities. So these systems are trained to historical data and improving their accuracy and effectiveness of over the time. Okay, so in case of example, okay, so that Samrat has given that example behavior analysis. So AI technology can analyze the customer behavior patterns over the time and identify the unusual activities. So if the customer suddenly begin to make the large purchase outside or their usual spending habits, or may he has start investing huge amount of in the on their accounts, or if they had huge transactions. So AI can flag this transaction as a suspicious and then report to these banks or financial institutions to take the corrective actions on that.
Okay.
So that is my view on this.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Vijayendran, would you like to add something to this? Anything that has not been said on this identification of frauds? I think, sir, you're on mute.
Can I hear? Sorry, I was on mute. Like I was saying, as more and more technology comes into play in the banking sector, and banking sector is always in the forefront of technology, whether in adoption of existing technology or implementing new age technologies. And AI also is a interesting thing. And with AI, there comes then the cyber threats and cyber security. And if you look at what RBI is paranoid most and what it scrutinizes everything is you're sitting with public money, and to protect that public money from being siphoned off is very critical, because general saying in the banking is you need just two people to siphon off entire bank. But today, just you need one person with a wacky mind to sit somewhere anywhere in the globe and just bring. And so cybersecurity assumes paramount importance. You can have all these nice technology, whether it's AI or, but by if you want to catch somebody, yes, you can have amounts of data and find out and what is happening. And if you want to service a customer and a proactive service and all that, that's fine. But at the same time, the key thing here is to have right kind of security layers of security, be it hardware, software, or firmware, and to ensure that we are not only compliant and we are also ahead of the game as far as these cyber criminals are concerned. So that possesses a big challenge. AI is a big opportunity, and at the same time, it possesses a big challenge. All of together to ensure that we stay ahead of the game, and we don't lose the public money in the process.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thanks. Now, moving to the next section. Okay. The crux of the entire thing is the customer engagement. Okay, and it's possible to craft tailored content for specific target audiences with generative AI, thereby enhancing the engagement and conversion rates. It also assists in optimizing the content for search engines and social media platforms, leading to increased ROI. So here we will look at how AI-driven personalization really enhances customer engagement and retention. And these are the two big things which the whole business is concerned about. How do I have higher engagement, and how do bring down my churn? Okay, how do I keep my retention high? So my question to Mr. Lalit is, how do you like to leverage AI to enhance the customer engagement?
Yeah, I think good. See, in a BFSI or customer-centric business, I think as discussed, customer is the one key area to focus. Without customer, I think you cannot leverage or you cannot run the business long time. So in this, a priority to hold customer, retain the customer long time. But as long as technology are evolving and demand of new technology, AI is one of the area where organizations can focus to retain the customer. In this area, I think they have to understand the customer's behavior, their pattern, what is his expectation from you as a customer, what service he is expecting. Now customer don't want to travel half an hour or 1 hour to go to any branch and just fill something form. Anything upfront, if you are providing, customer is happy and he is ready to work, build relationship with you as long as possible. In some scenario, I can share with the mutual fund itself. Suppose one of the customer is invested, is not turned out for long time. Then it's using AI, we can see. Suppose out of 110 scheme, customer has invested in one scheme and no 9 scheme are doing performance. First, customer is not aware or is not invested. Then using automated system and AI, I think the system can generate such inside of other product he can send to the customer. These are the good product which are make profit making product, and customer can restructure his portfolio or he can reinvest or he can make new investment in this area to build a wealth, I think. And so, and whenever he's coming and login into system or the portal for investment or want to know something, system itself can visualize entire scenario in front of the screen that this what is the profit last 6 months, the 3 months, or last 1 year, what is the profit and loss other scheme has made, what is the profit of his scheme has made, how can he plan to reinvest in other thing without contacting any salesperson other in the traditional way. I think so. This is the area when you provide additional service, ad hoc service to customer. I think he is more comfortable building relationship with organization, and we can retain long term retentionship, as well as this is the mouth of word. If you are providing good service to the one customer, he can contact to 10 customers, then he can just increase your what I can say. It's a marketing strategy through
Yeah.
customer. Yeah, that is self marketing through customer. I think this is also one of the advantage organization can get using AI. I think.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. You
If
touched
I may
upon.
just add a couple of points to that.
Sure.
To for this enhanced customer experience, it's not only tailor financial services but also drive enhance customer engagement, maybe through predictive analytics, chatbots, natural language processing,
Yes.
and leveraging it in a manner that we create deeper connections with our customers and then increasing their loyalty and overall satisfaction.
Absolutely. Agree with you. Samrat, you want to add anything on this? Any additional points?
Yep, I think Lalit covered a lot of points. So, personalized customer experience, right? AI-driven customer segmentation, tailored recommendation. I think Shah talked about this, chatbot. So, AI-powered chatbot and virtual assistant. But natural language processing is highly employed these days, and the chatbots are actually talking to the customer in their local languages, right? So it has kept on learning. Now you can talk to Alexa in Hindi and replace all. You can talk to Google in Hindi and they reply, right? You can search on Amazon. So these sort of things, voice recognition and visual search. Click on a picture on Amazon and say, I want to buy this. Amazon, the AI will actually, go ahead, search is this and give the options. Personalized marketing campaigns. So I think, yes, these are all the things. AI will actually enhance all the, whatever we are trying to do in customer engagement and ensure that the customer comes back again. So behavioral analysis, targeting the customer according to the behavior, cross-channel consistency. Right. So all these things, I think.
Just to add to that one interesting point that you raised, the most interesting point for me as a CIO and a banker is this language. I can't have 20 people to talk 20 different languages, whereas it can be so personalized, and that can give a comfort factor to the customer that he's talking my language, it's understandable.
Yes.
So that AI becomes a big differentiator if I can have just one person and it replaces the 20 odd people who need to talk to 20 different languages. And that could be a key differentiator. Otherwise, if you look at today's banking, if you look at every bank has every technology, core banking, ATM, internet, mobile. What differentiates A from B from C? So we are going back to the ages where the best bank is the bank nearest to your workplace or your residence. So if you have language option and it becomes a big, especially India, if you go to the rural and non-banked areas, if AI can make a huge difference.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Mr. Deepak, you want to add something?
Yes, as of now, AI given a really is a beneficial to the personalized experience. Okay, now that we can recommend the products someone want to buy, so definitely we have the various option to select the products and the brands. So in the financial, yes, it will very helpful the financial sector to recommend the services and the products. So what they want, we have the several options and the doors open. The customer can choose and pick the services. So that will AI will really helpful to the customer and enriching the customer's experience.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Before we wind up, one point, and that is what all businesses are really grappling with. We do it, and BFSI is no wonder. Is how do I keep a tab on the churn and how do I reduce my churn? Okay, and this I want to throw the question to Mr. Vijayendran is, how do you use the AI to prevent the churn? Okay, is there any way, any magic mantra that you have to control the churn or keep a tab on it?
See, I've been speaking in various forums. One of the topics that comes to is, we are nothing if we don't have smart people to run technology, maintain technology. And catching smart people is like, or managing them is like flying kite on a stormy night where you don't see the kite but fly it by the pulse. And catching them is like, and retaining them is like catching fish with oily hands. By the time you have caught two, the first one has already slipped away. But
True.
that's where the challenge lies. One of the things, put all these mundane tasks which are repetitive in nature, which a human being probably will get bored doing it again and again. AI will not get bored. AI will enhance it, make it, and put the human brain into something which is more productive, more interesting, and something that gives him the enough meat to eat. And but end of the day, being a technologist myself, I have this argument every day. AI will never replace human being because primarily we are very unpredictable. We are predictably unpredictable. I mean, we behave differently at different times in different zones, maybe because of various reasons. It could be a bad boss or a fight with a wife. I mean, AI can't do that, but AI can make a lot of these mundane tasks out of the window. Retaining, yes, not just money, a good office or a workspace or work from home will do that. It has to be something very interesting and meaty for that person. With current age, the Gen X or Gen Z that you call, they are overloaded with information. And if you think I know it more than them, and they know it more than you in no time, because they are chatbot, GPT, and all this, they're just way ahead. So you have to keep them engaged with interesting things and not just mundane. AI will definitely help me if I can put all these mundane tasks into a AI kind of a thing, and then keep these guys engaged with something more interesting. Maybe create AI, and I'll be able to retain them. I mean, others will have a different thought, but I'm facing a challenge is like catching fish with hands. They keep slipping all the time.
Thank you for being candid. That's a problem everyone is facing. Okay. Moving to the next section. Okay, where we basically see. We talked about the applications of AI. We talked about how a tremendous capability of AI in banking, financial services. We can offer frictionless, creative, and more enjoyable customer experiences. But when we really look at integrating AI into existing systems, okay, that's a bit of challenge. Okay, we talk about AI is a buzzword. Everyone keeps talking about it. But how well have we integrated into a system? Okay, so my question would be to say, Deepak, uh, what is your strategy of making your organization an AI-driven organization? Okay, is it really
Yeah.
one that you're doing it, or is it the cards, or you have something a roadmap for it?
Hi. So to make the AI, the project, to succeed this into the as a AI driven organization, I have keep in mind to strategy that the we must have the clear and the long term object. Okay, so enabling the AI cannot be accomplished overnight. So going all in one running into the process, so certainly not a recommended approach. So we I'm thought okay, I have that successful to realize the successful AI adoption organization. I have some points which I will like to just brief you that first of all is the understanding what AI and what AI is not. So the first step to CXO or senior executive to increase their awareness and knowledge about the AI terminology and the capabilities. So I have clear the understanding that AI pandemic has to be cases will be executive with the identifying the possible applications and always implementation that it will bring actual business value to the enterprise. The equally important to know what you cannot achieve with the AI. Then one is identify analyze the current business problems. So as a leaders, we need to prioritize the use case of the business, whether to enhance the customer services or enable the growth of the product, to automate the the employees intensive tasks or improve the employee workspace productivity. The application of the project should be undertaken or not. So so AI will solve the problem, but most of the executive are still unable to recognize the business problem. We potentially solve this with the AI. So to even if you understand the significance, we need to figure out how to work and benefit the organizations. So another one is ensuring the leadership support to every phase. So leader can across the organizer need to apprise about the benefits, rise likely investments, or the ROI transformations like that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Um, Mr. Vaidyanathan, I know you are which banks. You're not from the legacy banks, okay, which are there from many years. But if I want to put a question to you is, how do you see the seamless integration with legacy systems? Do you think it's a big challenge, a big task, or is it effortless? Over to you. I think you're on mute again. You're speaking on mute.
Yes,
Yeah.
sorry. The only constant as far as technology is concerned is change. And that is going to evolve all the time. I mean, iPhone 15 is the end thing today. It is obsolete by December next, maybe 2 years down the line. So they say half the price and double the performance every half year. That is through the window now. It is, we are talking about months and weeks now. So, and but at the same time, when you do technology implementation in a bank, a lot of money, time, effort goes into implementing it, and it's not easy to even change it. While I said, we were in a very, just to give you an example, maybe it'll help our viewers or our panelists. We were in a very difficult situation, one of a kind that has ever happened in the banking sector. We were the last to get the license. We started in November 21, but then we acquired another existing sick bank in January 22. To put it in a very simple parlance, before we could know how to even crawl, we were forced to run with the baggage on our back. So then this question came to whether we leverage the existing technology, or we change it. Then, the classic saying is, you can't sit in the past yet ride on to the future without getting off the saddle. So you can't do today's business with yesterday's methods and be successful. So we took some conscious decisions and not changing everything on the fly overnight, but some of the key things which is going to make a big difference for me to be alive, kicking and surviving in the marketplace. Yes, those technologies have to be changed. Integration of some monolithic architecture is a huge challenge. Maybe you create a microservices layer around them to integrate, you create a middleware to do that, but it will not be a seamless plug and play if you integrate a new technology with an old technology. You would have some intermediary layer of middleware to do it. Going forward, in a startup situation like ours, it's easy to throw and replace. Easy in the sense, unlike a big bank like HDFC, ICICI, or a Strand Chart, HSBC, for them to change is a huge ask. Huge. It's a lot of money, and somebody has to really bail the cat. Will my job go if I fail? That is a question. So, for a small bank, startup bank like us, probably easier decision than the bigger players to change and not just live with the old technology. So we did change. For example, we did a CBS transformation in flat 88 days, which usually takes 12 to 18 months globally. We literally did in days. So today the world is waking up. Yes, technology does help in even implementing projects very fast. You don't have to just keep it going on for months and years to do it. But it's a very big decision to whether you want to retain the existing technology and leverage and then integrate the old with the new, or you middleware in between and make both work, or just throw the old and replace with a new one. So it's not just an individual CIO call; it's a management call, and for many reasons, you would also like to save your job if you want to take a decision alone. So you would like to have more people with you.
I agree. Thanks. Fascinating. Thanks a lot. My last question here, Samrat. So basically, we've heard about regulated, unregulated AI. Okay, how do we sort of differentiate, combat this for the BFSS sector? Your take on this, please.
Yep. I think compliance and regulatory standards. Right? When it comes to regulatory AI, so all applications, AI applications that adhere to established financial regulations such as GDPR or then PDPA, right, and other things, other financial regulatory bodies says they are regulated. And all the AI solutions that don't operate, without the certifications from all these bodies, right, and they don't have explicit adherence to financial regulations, they will be unregulated. So transparency and explainability will come to a question. For a regulated AI, there will be a transparency when the algorithm is concerned and how a decision making process or how a decision is achieved, right? So in case of unregulated AI, that transparency won't be there. If somebody wants to track back that why AI said yes to this thing and said this is not risky and why it is risky, that sort of decision making process, what happened when, will not be there in an unregulated AI when it comes to transparency and explainability. Now, data security and privacy measures, being a security guy, so I think AI systems that implement robust data security standards and can be traced back will be coming under regulated AI, and all those AI applications that don't have enough adequate safeguards in place to potentially for this potential threats and risks will be coming into unregulated. So there are so many things. I think auditability and traceability. I've talked about transparency and explainability. Auditability and traceability is one of the most important things. The AI system which we can actually audit and have full audit trails which can facilitate the tracking of the decisions and actions which has been taken will come into a regulated thing. And another unregulated AI on this context will be, they will not be having those, they will be lacking the comprehensive auditability. It will making it challenging to trace and verify the AI driven decisions why we have arrived at this. So I think this thing, so there's a lot of comparisons. I think I can rest my case with legal and ethical consideration. So all the AI applications which adhere to the legal framework and ethical guidelines established by regulatory bodies and the group of companies or the consortiums will come into regulated, and potential lack of alignment with legal and ethical standards will come into unregulated AI construct. So yes, that is a very fine line which needs to be driven accordingly. Yeah.
Okay.
If I just add to what he said, this regulated AI often pertains to areas like AML, fraud detection, and risk assessment, where compliance and oversight are stringent. Conversely, I would say unregulated AI applications revolve around customer engagement, personalization, and operational efficiency, where data privacy remains a priority.
Right.
The regulator environment is also more flexible. So it kind of a balance, there's a thin line. We need to work on that.
Yeah, absolutely thin line. I just want to also thought of just concluding this section, but I thought I'll just request the perspective of Lalit in the mutual fund. Okay, the AI adoption or the integration of AI. How do you see that evolving out there?
I discussed earlier also, I think some of the big player, I think they are already started using AI to analyzing their all customer data and behavior. But I think going forward, I think all players have to use AI ML if they want to grow or they want to be a leader in the market with the customer and customer centric.
Okay, understood. Thanks. We're reaching to the sort of the finale out here. I would request each one of the panelists to sum up. Initially, I talked about the concluding remarks, but I'm just making a slight tweaking because we're running out of time. So I would want each one of you in 40-45 seconds to talk about how the continuous evolution of AI is going to shape the future of customer experience. Okay, according to you, your take on this. Okay, so because AI is not static, it's evolving. Okay, its evolution is happening as we speak. Okay, so how do you see a few years down the line? Okay, what amount of impact it will have on customer experience? Okay, so maybe I'll start off with requesting Mr. Vijayendran for your take on this.
See, I see the continuous evolution of AI reshaping the future of banking in many ways, profound ways. AI will probably propel banking into a realm of hyper-personalization, where every interaction is tailored to individual customer needs. Virtual assistants empowered by AI will become a commonplace, simplifying complex financial decisions and enhancing customer empowerment. The ability to make proactive recommendations, anticipate future financial needs, and seamlessly integrate traditional and digital banking services will define this future. To conclude, banking will no longer be just the transaction, but an anticipatory and intuitive journey that enriches the lives of our customers, fostering financial well-being and building stronger, more meaningful relationships.
Okay. Thank you. Can I request Mr. Deepak to share his thoughts on this? The future ready.
So AI has undoubtedly made a significant impact on the finance industry, offering the numerous advantages and opportunities for the growth. So using AI finances, all this telling by this Vaidyanathan right now. Okay, enhancing the efficiency, improvement decisions making, personalizing customer experience, fraud detections, audit trails. So it's now AI is so revolutionary. It will use in each and every industry verticals. So, undoubtedly, is making a significant role play in the finance industry.
Okay. Okay. I request Samrat to share his thoughts on the evolving nature of AI. I think, yeah.
Correct. So I think the future will be, we will be seeing, many personalized customer experiences we have been talked about, enhanced fraud detection and security, automation of routine tasks, as Mr. Barnavan told, that overload of data, right, and that can be dealt very easily. So advanced risk assessment, I'll say hyper personalized financial advice. Right. I belong to fintech organization where we can actually sell different financial products. So yes, hyper personalized financial advices can be, we'll be seeing those things out. So predictive analytics for decision making. Yes, I think future is much more driven by AI. I think blockchain and smart contracts integration will see the light of the day very soon. So yeah.
Okay, thanks. And over to Mr. Lalit to share his views.
Yeah. See, apart from what discussed, I think AI work on give and take policy. What data you provide, it gives you output based on that. I think as long as data is right, the output will be right. If something wrong, then you don't imagine what wrong you can get. So I think make a future and changing regulatory scenario. I think we make sure that we use better use cases, better clean data for AI to get the correct business insight and increase the customer experience and business. I think.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Before I conclude, just this thought came in as all of you were speaking, and this was not in the script, but I'll just take the liberty of asking each one of you. So, if I were to request each one of you to, put forward one point for your community from the BFSI sector, okay, what message you'd like to leave behind for your community in this particular space? What would be the single most message for your peers from this community? So maybe we'll go in the reverse order. Mr. Lalit, your take.
See, community and the organization or any fast employee organization, I want to say, other than we have discussed so many for business, customer, scenario, I think organization can use and take advantage AI to increase employment experience for the employee, how you can provide best service to employee, how we can retain the good employee long term irrespective of other business scenario. I think this is one of the thing I want to share.
Yes, EX always comes before CX. Agree.
Yes.
Then, Samrat, your one point to your community.
I think this is high time as a community and as a security practitioner. Policies for AI adoption and AI utilizations within organization must be, formed, and there should be a very well, enforced processes which actually ensures that AI is helping us, because as I say, AI is just like an automatic rifle. It just depends who is holding it. If a soldier is holding, I'm safe. If another person who is not a soldier, I'm not safe, right? So because we have just talked about the good part of it, but this AI will help the adversaries to actually attack any financial institution in a tremendous speed and not get caught. So yes, so policies building for AI utilization is utmost important.
Valid point. Very valid point.
Yes.
Deepak.
Yes. So AI, so my message for the community to build a process, we understand the requirement, build the process, deploy this AI-driven solution for the customers, and give the services to them.
Okay, fantastic. And Mr. Vijayendran, your last parting shot.
Yeah. So, like I always say, you should. I mean, banking is always in the forefront of technology, and we keep implementing newer technologies. We keep adopting newer technologies to enhance the customer experience. But one of the things pitfalls which I try to avoid, even as a CIO, is technology for the heck of it. Just because my neighbor has it, I would like to do it. I mean, that's not going to sell. And AI, technology, and anything, but there'll be more technology coming in. But end of the day, it cannot replace human brain. Human brain is endless. So what will happen is you have to be very deep and use of AI effectively to benefit the customer and the bank per se, our community per se. Not just spending tons of money and not utilizing. It's like you're buying an iPhone just because a pop or your somebody sponsored it. You're not using even 20% of the iPhone features. And so technology, if you implement it, I think you should leverage it and for the larger benefit.
Awesome. Thanks to the esteemed panelists for the great diverse perspective and the enriching dialogue. I learned a lot and kept us engaged for the last 1 hour. I'm sure there have been few quite key takeaways for each one of us in multiple dimensions. I'm sure each one of you would view this recording later on would find this exchange platform extremely absorbing and refreshing as I did putting it together. Wishing each one of you and your families a very happy and prosperous Diwali and a grand new year. Praying for your good health and success of all.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.